Hey, good morning everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I hope that you guys find this as a super fun project. I need to make an apron to wear out here in my sewing room and even around the house. It's a good place to put your phone down in your pocket and to put scissors, just things that you need to keep on hand that you never have on hand. So I do have a super fun project for us today. I have actually went ahead and cut all of my pieces. But I will tell you the measurements for this. And of course you're going to need a sewing machine, you're going to need thread, scissors, rotary cutter, ruler, whatever you have on hand in order to make this project. But I am going to be using my sewing machine to do this. And a serger would be great too, to serge the edges of it, but they're all going to be encased, so it's not a necessity. And I know not everyone has a serger. I do have a serger, but I'm not going to use it for this project because I am well aware that not everyone has a serger. Okay, and you can use just regular quilting weight cotton to make this. You do not have to use anything special. I'm using exactly what I have on hand. So you're going to need 2 pieces, and I'm using this black. You're going to need 2 pieces that measure 28 inches by, let me move it down, 14. So you're going to need 2 pieces that measure 14 by 28. And then for our pocket, that's going to be the base of our apron, 14 by 28. And then for our pocket, I'm going to use this super cute little material. This is more of a canvas type material. Again, I bought this on sale at Hobby Lobby. It's what I have. I think it's adorable, but quilting weight cotton is absolutely perfect. And then for my pocket, this piece is 22 by 9. So 9 by 22. And it's gonna be a little shallower than I think because we're gonna turn under the edges, but that's okay. I don't want deep, deep, deep pockets. So again, I'm just using what I have. And then for the ties, you're going to need a piece of fabric. This is 5 inches by the width of fabric. And that way you can just cut it off. You can measure how long. I like my ties to come around and tie in the front instead of behind my back. So that's the reason I chose it, but it's 5 inches by width of fabric. And I'm getting a phone call and I'll be right back. All right, we are now ready to get started constructing. Sorry about that, guys. We are now ready to get started constructing our apron. So hopefully you have all your pieces cut. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on our pocket. And I want to do a zigzag stitch along each edge because I don't want to, you can press it and then press it under again. You can absolutely do that, but I don't want to do that. I'm being lazy. That's exactly what I'm being. So I'm going to actually take my foot off and I'm going to change feet. I am going to use, let's see here, if I can get that down in there. Come on. There it goes. I think I'm going to use my 1D foot. So if you're a Benina owner, I'm using my 1D foot, and the D is for dual feed. I love the dual feed, and I do tend to use it almost every time I sew. All right, so now let's choose a zigzag stitch. Let's see here. Here we go. So I'm going to choose my zigzag stitch, and I want to, I gotta change my foot. I need to change my foot so I can, 1D. There we go. Now I'm on my 1D foot and I want to increase it and make it a little closer together. Maybe like that. Let's try it. So my settings are 4.2 by 0.95, I believe. This may be too close together. We're fixing to find out. Let's see how close together we have this. Oh no, I think that's good right there. And you can sew way closer to the edge that I'm sewing. And I'm gonna go all the way around. Good, y'all can see. Okay, stop there, pivot. Stitch and cut. Okay. All right. I've noticed sometimes my thread gets stuck and it doesn't cut for whatever reason. I use that feature a lot. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the ironing board and I am going to press this under just like this. And I will meet you back at my cutting table as we're going to lay this out on our front piece of fabric. Be right back. All right. Okay, so I ironed the edges under just like that right there. It's nothing fancy, schmancy, nothing like that all the way around. So, and now we just need to take and lay our pocket out. I am going to eyeball this, guys. For me, doesn't have to be perfect. Now, if I was taking this to the craft fair, this is Grayson, by the way. And over the past couple of weeks, I know I haven't posted a whole lot. We lost Charlie. Charlie is now in kitty cat heaven, and me and Grayson are missing Charlie very, very much. Very, very much. I miss my little Charlie bug. He would always jump up as soon as he just knew that I was doing video, and he would have to jump up and be a part of the video. So, but anyway, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfection here, but I do think that I'm going to try and keep it, you know, the same distance on each side. So let me grab, hopefully this handy dandy little tool that I have will work. So we're just going to get us a measurement here. Oh, almost pretty darn close right there. And then push it to about, let's move that up just a smidge. Just like that, okay? Gonna put a pin just to hold it in place. And if you're using a plain fabric as your base of your apron, you know, this has no front or back. It's non-directional, I guess, or you know what I'm trying to say. You can turn it either way, so you don't have to worry about right side and wrong side. Okay. Perfect. But me and little Charlie are missing his brother a lot. All right, so that, okay, want that there. Just a little bit right there. I said, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not looking for perfection here. I don't think we have the same amount on this side. No, so actually I need to scooch it over. We need to scooch it. So let me unpin. I should have did the sides first, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Should have did the sides first. So let's see here. That's 4, right at 4 inches. And this is 3. So let's see if we can split that difference. Let's do about 3.5. And not quite 3.5. We're gonna go with just about right there. That should get us fairly close. And with Grayson's help, we're gonna get it. Isn't that right, Grayson? Close enough. And we're way off over here. 3. Perfect here. That's at the 3.5. And then this one, yeah, 3.5. 3.5. Okay. So now, whoops. I want it closer to the top. So I think I'm gonna scooch this up to 3. Yeah, right about there. So I think that's gonna be good. Close enough. So this one needs to come up to about right there. Okay. And you know, the one thing I have forgotten to do is stitch right across the top. So I'm gonna mark where this is. Let me find my marking pencils. I can't believe I forgot about that. So let's mark where we're going to line up. Just like that. And just like that. So don't forget to take your pocket and do a top stitch along the front. I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have it top stitched along the top. That's what it looks like on the back. And I did get a little bloopy with it. I'm not the greatest top stitcher in the entire world. So we're going to line back up on the marks that we made. Pin her down, take her to the sewing machine, stitch our pocket down. So we're only going to stitch down along each side and the bottom and up the other side. And I am going to cut my, not cut, but I am gonna stitch a stitch down the center of my pocket. So I'll have, it won't be one big, huge open pocket. And you can make a little pocket and then have a bigger pocket and then another little pocket. That's totally up to you. You can do this in any shape, form, or fashion that you want. I do have a pressed line right here down the center, but I think I'm gonna grab my marking pen and a ruler and actually draw that in, just so I have a nice, neat line to follow. And that's exactly what I want, is a really nice, neat line to follow. And I'm simply using a Frisian eraser. It's a heat erasable pen. So that's what I was using. All right, so now let's take our pocket. Let's take our pocket to the sewing machine and let's stitch this down. All right, so we are going to start here and go down. Let me grab my pen out from under there. Do not ever sew over your pens. Do not. I've seen a lot of people do that, and that's a good way to break your machine. Never stitch over pins. We're going to back stitch because that is going to have some stress on it. I'm using a basic straight stitch at 2.5. I think that just gives it a nice finish. Let me pull that out. And I am going to back up right here just a couple of stitches before we pivot. I'm going to pivot and I'm going to back up again for just a couple stitches. I'm going to make sure that that foot is all the way on there. And as I get to a pin, I'm going to pull it out. I didn't put this on here with the greatest in the entire world. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one out. Give it a back stitch, pivot. Actually, I think I could take maybe one more stitch closer. There we go. Let's give it a good little back stitch. And sometimes, for some reason, my foot gets caught on the seam for some reason. It's probably something I'm doing. Trust me, it's probably not the machine at all. All right, so all we'll have left to do now is stitch the middle of our pocket down. Just move some of this stuff out of the way. Make sure we're nice and smooth, and I'm going to line up right there. Again, make sure my walking foot is up there. The Bernina 770 QE has the built-in walking foot. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love my sewing machine. Wanted one of these all my life. Okay. All right, give it a back stitch. All right, our pocket is now complete. So we now have our pocket sewn on. I have two bigger pockets. And now the next thing we need to do is to sew our ties. So remember, our ties are 5 inches, and I cut mine width of fabric. So 5 inches by width of fabric. Sorry, I had to take a quick drink. All right. And what you want to do is we're simply going to fold these in half, hopefully you guys can see. Let me turn you so you can see a little bit better. So we're simply gonna fold the fabric in half. We're going to sew down. You can't see that. Okay, we're gonna stitch down, fold the fabric in half. Stitch along this edge, the short edge, and then we're gonna stitch all the way down the long edge, and we're gonna turn the fabric. We're gonna make a tube. We're gonna turn the tube. So I like to use a starter piece. Where did my little starter piece go? I don't know where it went, but it's okay. So I am going to and I did back stitch. Okay, I sewed my short end. I'm going to pivot that fabric around, and I am going to just like this. And black is so hard to see. Yeah, I should have picked probably another color, but I have plenty of this black. And I did try cutting these smaller than the 5 inches, and I couldn't get it turned. I'm going to tell you that. There's probably another way that you could do it if you wanted to do it, to make these smaller instead of 5 inches, where you could press your fabric in half and then fold to the center, and then fold again. You could absolutely make your ties like that if you wanted to, but you would have to fold this in and then fold in order to not have any raw edges. I found that this was just the simplest way to do it. Let's take your short end, fold it in half, and get it even down here at the bottom. Stitch and turn, and then sew down your long edge. And I'm just using the width of my presser foot. I'm not using any special seam allowance or anything like that. Just with the presser foot. Okay, and let me line it up here at the end. Let's make sure that we're all lined up. got a back stitch right there because it is going to put pressure on when we go to turn it. Okay. All right. So now we get to turn these little devils. I'm not a clothing sewer. I'm going to tell you guys that. I do not make clothing. So I'm going to pivot you guys around a little bit. So I did find that it's easier if you trim off the little corner right here. Trim off your corner here. Trim off your corner here, kind of like that. Kind of like that. Okay. And then I have a pair of like hemostat looking things that would help turn the fabric. So, but this is too much fabric to try and turn. So I just kind of roll it like you're making a cuff and then just start poking it through. Oh gosh, that's the best way I can describe it, is poking it through. I hope everyone's had a good week. I hope everyone has enjoyed their week. And Christmas is almost here, guys. Christmas is almost here. I just can't believe where has this year gone. Where has this year gone? It's just, wow. That's all I can say is wow. And some of you probably know how to do this a whole lot better than I do. I did try shoving this in there to see, but that didn't work out so great. I did try that, and that didn't work out too good for me. Oh gosh, if it can be made difficult, I can do it. I can make it difficult. Trust me. So, I said, I don't pretend to be a seamstress by any stretch of the imagination. I love to sew. I love to make things, and I love to give gifts to my friends. So I did make a test apron. I did make one, and I give it to my really good friend. I call her my sister. She's the sister that I wanted when I was little, and I gave it to her. It turned out fantastic. And I told her that I would do a video of how to make this. And so here it is, Lisa. Here's your video. Oh gosh. So here, like I said, here is her video. And I'm going to shove this all the way down. Let's see if we can get that down in there. But I promised her I would make a video on how I made it. So now, since I got that shoved down in there, do y'all think I could take the hemostats? Think I could take these things and stick them down in there and get it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm having to hold it in my lap. Oh yeah, if you can grab, you can pull. Sure beans you can. These hemostat thingamabobs, my mom and dad got me at Harbor Freight. So if you're looking for some of these, and these are kind of long. Look at there. Yeah, if you can ooh, I just pulled a, be careful. You'll do what I just did, but it's okay. Because this is just for me. This is not a gift or anything. I'll show you what I did in just a second. So be careful with them. So can you see? I bet you can't see that. Do you see where it pulled and it puckered it right there? I must have caught a thread in the hemostat. All right, we're almost there. We've almost got this baby done. There we go. We're almost at the end of it. And I said it's super hard to see. And you could, once you get this process down pat, I bet you could whip up a couple of these for Christmas gifts in an afternoon. Like you could probably make and just take a pin. That's all I'm doing is taking a pin and pulling this fold corner out where I, where I cut it at an angle. Be careful and don't cut your stitches. But there we go. And now I have some nice little points. Nice, except for this one. I just can't see it. That's the problem. And that's probably going to be about as good as I get that one. That looks really, really good. Pleased with that. Okay, so we have one turned. Leave this side open. You don't have to worry about this side, and you'll see why here in just a few minutes. And once I get them turned, I'm going to take them to the ironing board and press them, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sew down along each side, just to give it a finished look, just to make it look fairly finished. All right, so if I don't do the little cuff, if I do the little cuffy thing, let's see here. So we're going to try something, guys. So if I put my hemostats in here and I grab that, can we pull it through? If I don't drop it, let's see what we can do here. Ha, look at there, guys. Look at there. Looky there. And I shouldn't have let it go. And I let it go. Oh, making such sorry, I have it in my lap and I know you guys can't see it. And I apologize. It's kind of easier for me to pull it and grab it. So that did work. Hopefully you guys can see right there. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this because I want to make a couple of these. I'm going to make a couple of these. May even make some to go to the farmer's market. There we go, I think. There we go. That was so much faster. That was so much faster. Okay, so now we're going to use our pen. We're going to pull those, and I forgot to clip them. Did you notice that? I forgot to clip them. So if you forget to clip your corners, it's not the end of the world. You know what? There's no sewing police out here. They're not going to come get you and take you to sewing jail. You just won't have a nice, crisp point. It's an apron that I'm going to use to sew and cook in. It's not the end of the world. Nope. It is not. And actually, it did pretty good. If I can get it down here where I can see it in some sunlight. All right. So, look at there. Not bad. Hopefully you can see that. Not too bad. All right. I'm going to take these to the sewing machine. I'm going to press them flat, nice and flat. And we'll be back and we're going to sew down each edge just to give it a finish. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. All right. And now I have my strips. My ties are nice and pressed and flat. We're going to start here at the open end to do our top stitching. And sometimes I'll still reach back there for the presser foot of this machine. And you guys can't see, so let me turn you around so you can see. I'm still really bad about doing it at times. Because there should be a lever back there. Depends on which sewing machine I'm sewing on. I have 3. one specifically for paper crafting, and then two, well, no, I have 4 machines because I have my long arm. I have Roxy the Moxie. I forgot about Roxy. I love being able to finish my quilts from start to finish. I'm able to piece them together, quilt them, and bind them. So I love being able to do that. And let me take one more stitch. There we go. And then stitch down this side. So there's a piece of thread. Let's cut that off. There we go. Probably going to regret making this out of black material because it's going to show every single solitary piece of fuzz, but it'll be all right. It will be okay. And perfection. Perfection enough for me. Okay, we're going to do our second one. We're going to do the same thing. Start at that open end. Stitch all the way around. Let me cut this one loose. Chain piece where you can. Guys, we're almost done. We are almost all ready to put this sweet, sweet thing together. Sticking to my britches leg. There we go. So down the other side, because we are in the home run. All right, done. Raise my needle. All right. Don't know if you guys can see it because it's black on black, black thread. Okay, so now we need to make us a little apron sandwich. Let me take you over to the cutting table because it'd be much easier for you to see it there. All right, give me just a second. Grayson is still with us. He is taking him a nappy nap. My little sweet boy. Okay, so now we're going to take our top piece that we want with our pockets. You want this to be on the outside of your body. And I'm going to lay it face first. And then we're going to take our ties that we just made. And you're going to take this open end right here. And I'm going to have to pause you guys in just a second. And we're going to place it close to the top, maybe an inch down from the top. Maybe an inch down from the top, and just like this. And I know it's really, really hard to see because it's black on black. But we're going to go maybe an inch down from the top. Kind of use the lines on my cutting mat to get that inch, okay? And then I'm going to take the extra this, and I'm going to tuck it down in this pocket, and that way we don't have to worry about getting it. Well, no, I'm not, because that's going to make it all kind of funky. We're going to be careful and not get it in the seam. So we're going to lay that one like that. And Grayson has his little booty in the way. Lay that one right there. And then we're going to take our other one and we're going to place it about 1 inch down as well. Kind of pull this up in the middle. And then we're going to take the back of our apron and we're going to pin it together just like this right here. We're going to pin that together. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Here comes my husband. Well, I have so much help that I don't know how I'm going to get anything done. I hate to move him, but he has to move so we can finish pinning this together. So, I'm sorry, Grayson. You got to move, bud. Come on. Off of it. Off of it. Oh, gosh. I'm just lining up my edges, placing a few pins in there with the help of Grayson, because he's such a help. And I don't know what I would ever do without his help. Yes, I'm recording, but I can stop it. All right, guys, so I have it all pinned together. It's just a little sandwich, and I placed my tie about 1 inch from the top. This is the top of our apron, and it's 1 inch down, and you just leave a little bit sticking out into the seam allowance. All right, so now we're ready to go stitch our apron sandwich together. And at the bottom of your apron, leave you a gap because we're going to have to turn it. Just pick somewhere and you're going to leave a gap because we're going to turn our apron right side out. So remember that, okay? All right. So our sandwich is all pinned together. Our apron sandwich. Let me grab my pin. I always leave it wherever I'm at. I think I have you guys kind of crooked. There we go. We're going to remove this pin. We're going to put our foot down. Take a few stitches. We're going to do a back stitch. And my apron ties are kind of wadded up in the middle of my apron, okay? And you would be able to feel if they migrated down. So you don't want to sew them in. And we don't have to worry about raw edges because this is going to be encased. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave my edge to do my turning. So I stitched up to that and I back stitch because it puts pressure on it during the turning process. I'm going to, ouch, raise my needle, raise my presser foot. I'm going to scoot over, I don't know, to about right there. It's just a guess. Take a few stitches, do a back stitch, and then we're off to the races. Make sure all my fabric stays nice and lined up. Plunk that off everywhere. Going up the side seam. And the only place that I should fill my tie is right here where I actually want it. And I have it pinned. I have a little pin holding it in place. stitch, remove my pin. And then when I get to the edge of that tie, I'm going to back stitch over that because that is going to have a lot of pressure on it. And hopefully I got them even. That's the thing. And they're coming out of the hole right here. So let me push them back in there. Got close to that. I had a little one sticking up there. And my my seam allowance is just the width of the presser foot. Again, I'm not getting super picky with this. I do want it to look nice, but I mean it doesn't. I'm not looking for perfection. And we're going to turn it. We're down the next side, the last side. Going to stitch across that tie. And then we're going to back stitch over that tie just to give it some reinforcement. And off we go. We're going to trim off my extra little stringers there. And then here where we left our spot to turn it, clip those up, clip that thread. And now all we're going to do is, if you want to clip these corners right here, which we can, it would make a much prettier finished product. Do not clip your stitches. Don't clip your stitches. So again, I could have chose a different color, or y'all could have seen better. Hindsight's 20/20, isn't that what they say? Go and clip this one. Where's my? There it is. So the next one I make, I'll use different colors. And I may decide to film it. If you guys would like for me to film, I gotta find the part that I need to turn. Right there it is. Gotta find the opening again. Right there it is. So if y'all would like for me to film making another one, please let me know. Absolutely let me know. There we go. And then just start pulling it through. Oh, y'all can't see. Y'all can't see. So all I did, through my opening, I reached way up here to the top, pushed that little corner through with my finger, and then with my thumb, just push it through, just like this. And now work on turning the whole thing right side out. That's why we wanted to make sure and back stitch, because we're putting a lot of stress in this. You can leave a much bigger opening than I left. I left a little, it's little, and you don't have to leave a little opening. Okay. Y'all can laugh if you want to, because it's probably funny. Just be careful and don't pop your stitches as you're doing this, as I'm turning it around and around and around. Oh gosh. I said, never claimed to be a world-class seamstress, and I'm not sure you guys can see because I have it down in my lap. I use my lap a lot in my sewing. Do you guys use your lap? I use mine a lot. I do. I use my lap to hold stuff and to... I can remember when I didn't have a lap. You know, 138 pounds lighter, and I actually have a lap. I do. I actually have a lap. So, and I use it. Oh gosh. Some of our best resources are free. What could I say? Oh goodness. Oh, come out from in there. Here we go. There we go. Finally. Finally. And do we have the, yes, even have the, even have the ties on the right side, on the right end, on the top side. So there's miracles. Miracles do happen every day. And I'm going to try and work these corners out as best I can. And let's go to this end. I'm just getting into those corners and pushing it out with my fingers before I get the pokey tool. There we go. There we go. It's going to be, it's so stinking cute. So I am actually going to use paintbrush. This is the brush that I use to clean my machines. I use that to clean the lint out of my machines. It also makes a great pokey tool without poking a hole in your fabric. I do have a regular turning tool thing, but I find it wants to poke a hole in my fabric. So maybe I'm just a little too rough. That's probably the problem. I'm a little too rough. And there we go. Perfect. Yeah, I should have left my turner, my opening more in the center. So if you're making one of these, leave your opening more to the center. Then we're just gonna work that out as best we can. And then work that one out as best we can. Now we're gonna take this to the ironing board. I'm gonna give it a press, and then we're gonna stitch around the outside of it just for a nice, pretty finish. I'm holding it upside down, but I'll be right back and we're done. Oh, all right. We have now given our apron a nice press. So we're going to go and do some top stitching along the edges. And one of the reasons why is to close up the hole that we have here in the bottom. Just pressed it up under, pressed it under, and when we top stitch around it, it'll catch it and it'll be closed in. So let me redirect you to the sewing machine, and we are off to the races. Oh gosh. And that was the scissors. Hopefully that did not make you drunk, or I can cut that, hopefully can cut that part out. We shall see. All right, now I'm gonna start a little bit down this way, and I want a little closer to the edge. I wonder about putting on my 1/4 inch foot, and then let's do that. Let's actually change our foot. I'm gonna go down to my 1/4 inch foot, because as soon as I finish this, I have we're gonna work on some quilting. So let's put our 1/4 inch foot on. I still can't do this one-handed. You know, I see people that just point, whoops, and don't do that either. You'll ruin your machine doing that if you do it very often. I just let it go. I didn't mean to. Oh yes. Okay. Oh, yes, and I forgot, change feet. We got to tell it we changed feet. It's the 97D. There we go. Okay. And right here's my opening. Hopefully y'all can see that. I'm just wanting to make sure. There we go. That I am. There we go. Perfect. spin her around. Let's trim off that string right there before we catch it in our seam. There we go. Sometimes it gets stuck for some reason. My little foot and it is stuck. So I'm gonna have to do that. And then I'll bring it down just a little bit. Don't know why it does that, but it does. It's a pretty thick little seam right there. Yeah, looks good. Despite the difficulties, it looks good. And we're stuck again. Let me find, where's my purple doing flitchy? Whoop. There we go. That helped to get started. A couple back stitch just to secure. And there we go, my friends. Our apron is finished. All right, my crafty cuties. I am going to model this for you guys. If you will give me one moment, and then you can see how fabulous it looks. Give me one moment. Okay, my crafty cuties, here it is, our apron. I have two nice pockets. It can tie in the front, or you can turn it, tie it in the back, like that. It is up to you, but as I said, I love mine to tie in the front. I just do. I just like aprons that tie in the front. So you can, if you choose to have this tie in the back, you can cut these straps or ties absolutely shorter. 28 inches should be sufficient. I said I cut mine bigger or longer because I wanted mine to be able to tie in the front. And it wraps around a pretty good ways, just like that, and just like that. So now I have made myself a fantastic apron that I am going to enjoy wearing whenever I'm out of my craft room or when I'm cleaning in the house. It doesn't matter. And I have a place for my phone and my scissors or whatever else I may need. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and I wasn't too confusing with the whole thing. So anyway, thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share and comment if you feel led to. Hopefully after the first of the year I have much more content coming, and I wish you all a fabulous day, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.